pulling the Renekton, you know, pushing the wave in is, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Pyosik fighting against Owner here, who does manage to steal this one away. There's a lightning rush over. The stun comes out immediately, though, from Perfect, and Pyosik gonna get smashed into the ground. The flash out from Owner as well, as now Zeus is in an extraordinarily uncomfortable position. Seismic Shove is going to miss, and oh my goodness, is it going to work? The turret! Oh, he was almost out of there.
Gotta make this work, Pyosik. 3-6 is gonna be tough.
Yep, Slicing Maelstrom is going to be used on the minion wave, and now Perfect just trying to get towards it, wants to get the mana as wants to get the experience, as Owner was tanking this one up. We've got dives everywhere, though, as Beryl goes in and straight up whiffs. That's going to be the crash down from Carrier to try and buy some space, and Gumayusi should be falling here somehow. It almost worked, but it is going to be the 1 for 2, and T1 just kind of winning everywhere.
Yeah, this is a disaster for KT Rolster. Pyosik felt so hard forced when he saw Owner topside there to make this dive happen. It's just so difficult to do. The crash down from Carrier was so well played, and if you're trying to on the stuns and say no.
Right now, there's a Magnet Storm and a Bullet Time, and Featherstorm does need to be used. In comes Owner, though, as that's Beryl almost surviving. Deft also being able to get a fair bit of damage back, as now BDD throws down the wall. Carrier going to knock him off. That's going to be so much damage onto this Talia, and Seismic Shove is going to miss. BDD has to flash to get out.
Carrier set up for this. It's the easiest combo in the book. Meanwhile,
yep, Seismic Shove is going to be utilized here. The Renekton Talia combination, some Shuriman friends are going to be able to take down the little Pikachu guy as T1.
He is going to commit the teleport. This will be seen by the wave, and Perfect still has his, but they're not going to be able to get.
Well, Pyosik really wants to kill Gumayusi, and he is just going to press the button and go for it. The quickness is down as well. Gumayusi is extraordinarily dead.
Composition for T1 because, okay, we'll see something before that.
Yep, Perfect is just going to pre-dominance and try and keep himself alive, and it ain't going to work at all.
Should still be able to get the turret here before Deft does.
Yeah.
And that is going to be first turret going over to the Kennen, who was able to get a ton of plate gold, 375 plus the kills. He is just so large on that Thunderbolt Pikachu, you know, the namesake of this player, why he always does the Z for Zeus, but also for Kennen. In the Thunderbolt, you know, shape that he makes it in.
You guys, Beryl's moving on over, just being a little bit frustrating here as this Cloud Drake is going to be secured. I am intrigued as to whether or not, you know, KT can make it work, as I've seen this on the top side of the map. It's going to happen once again as there's the flash forward from Perfect. He avoids the Emperor's Divide, and then Pyosik just goes through it. Bolt Breaker comes down, but it's not going to be enough. Carrier is going to pay for his sins, but he flashes out of the way. Bullet Time to celebrate. And T1 are going to survive.
Yeah, unfortunately, Atlas, we've been talking a lot about further, and they're going to get a turret for this as well, it looks like.
Yeah, all 5 of them are over here. Seismic Shove goes wide. Perfect soaking as much of this as possible, but this is a foregone conclusion.
Having so much pressure that you can take those risks, that you can kind of play a little bit fast and loose and still get away with it. Does feel very T1. The
spotted on that control ward, and there we go. Perfect still going to get tagged with the Shuriken. And Faker comes down. Renekton is very much going to die. It's just whether or not KT can find anything as a result of it.
Chip away at this and get some control of the river back. Perfect has TP in 10 seconds. Oh, too late.
This dragon is still up and available. Faker is going to go golden, but there's the quickness. The bullet time is gigantic, though. And even Faker's sweep is going to work beautifully. Now Deft, yes, he pressed the Featherstorm, but he comes down into hell once again. And T1 are going to
super far behind, but Faker bought that Seeker's Arm Guard. He had the extra eco with some of that extra plate gold to pick that up. Didn't finish his Leandri's. Isn't that as interested in that, because he just knows that if he has enough money to buy the stopwatch, he will be safe in almost any scenario, and he is with the
Soul Point. Also, I feel like we're watching the last series. You know, this is kind of like the advantages that B&K were getting, where they were the ones picking up all of the neutral objectives, but also winning the fights, winning the map, taking the turrets. And this is the T1 that we grew to expect, that we haven't seen for the last couple of weeks. They are going to be able to break open the base here on the bottom side of the map. And I think that I don't see really a way back for KT unless there is some sort of miracle.
Yeah, I think BDD was maybe hoping for a crazy flank there, but no one's vulnerable.
Well, it's trying to throw some rocks on the ground and things like that. T1 not looking too worried about it. In a turret in the mid lane will be just sort of looked at momentarily, and that does go down.
Doesn't have TP right now, and T1 just slowly grinding them out of the game.
Yeah, Seismic Shove is going to connect, and did we notice? Not really. That is a keeper's verdict. Just what does KT actually do to stop from melting? And the other especially when there's an Ocean Soul on top of it.
Yeah, the other thing too is that KT's call. So I said it was going to take a miracle to maybe steal this Baron and take that one away. When it's
under fire, Owner able to just walk up, do whatever he wants. It is getting a little bit difficult here, as you can see. Def finally taking a bit of damage. That is a Seismic Shove. They get a stun onto Carrier, who crashes out of there. Still, it's 50% health almost of a Rel. That's what they get for managing to find the angle. BDD, if he gets another one of these shoves, though, it could be an important moment here as quickness from Beryl. He looks for the angle. Owner just says no and presses W.
That was a little tricky way for him to try to do it, but Owner just is like, nah.
Yeah, the R for W trade is a rough one.
30 seconds after, or for 30 seconds before this Baron expires, the Elder will spawn. So T1, again, don't even have to get permanent damage done here. They would like to get an inhibitor and then just be able to kite back easily, but so far, pretty heroic defense from KT.
Yep, and now we've got Faker having to use that Zhonya's once again. Owner taking a lot of damages. There's the bullet time. That's going to get the doubles, and Zeus just cleans up the back line. Seismic Shove does nothing. Empress Divide does everything, and T1 will cleanly ace KT. They were very patient with that play, but this is going to be the last one of the game. Surgical from T1 here in game number 1, and some well-needed revenge for them in the telecom war.